Hi, I'm Michelle and welcome to MJ Pilates. I'm so glad you're here with me today because today's workout is dedicated to moms. So we're going to use the MOM acronym mobility oppositional movement that involves the obliques and balancing both sides of the body, and then lastly meditation. So I'm really looking forward to you joining me in this workout today. Grab your mat, grab a pillow, and something like a band of any kind that you can use to help create more space in your body. I'll see you on the mat. Welcome to the MOM workout, something anyone can do. It's about self-care today. So let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall on our mat, and moving the fleshy sides of your glutes out to the side, allow yourself to sit equally between both sit bones. And let's take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, let it come out your mouth. This time, let's raise our hands. Inhale, lifting up. And on your exhale, coming gently into our spine twist. Taking the back hand behind you so you can open up through that shoulder. And then inhale, come on back to center. And exhale, reach to the other side. Just noticing how your body's feeling. Maybe you have one side feeling a little tighter than the other. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, allow your fingertips to reach as far forward as you can. And then dropping the fingertips onto the ground or mat and start to roll your spine up. Stack that spine. Let's lift the shoulders up, back, and down. And let's switch the cross of the legs. Balancing out both sides of the body. Let's inhale, reach those arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, twist. Again, propping yourself up with that back arm nice and close to your body. Maybe you can try getting it close to your sits bones and reach and rotate over that shoulder. Inhale as you come back up. And exhale, rotate to the other side. Just trying to balance both the left and right. Inhale as you come back. And exhale, start to reach those fingertips forward. Reach long through the entire spine, and then dropping the fingertips onto the mat. Start to stack your spine and roll yourself back up. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. Good, and let's let that chin come down to the chest. We're going to take the hands on the back of the head and gently stretch your neck out before we lie down. Allow the neck to nod up, chin reaches, and then down. And now, one more time, reach, chin nod up, and back down, stretching and lengthening the back of that neck, which can be very tight for many of us, and then slowly release the arms. So if you got yourself a pillow, a throw pillow, we're going to place it between our shoulder blades, and at first we're going to have the head supported as well. So I'm using a more vertical, a rectangular shape, I guess, is what we'd call that. And I'm going to make sure that my shoulder blades and my head and neck are resting on the pillow here. And let's start with some upper body mobility. So we're going to reach those arms up towards the ceiling and then just start to pick up the shoulder blades and then gently press them back down. And lift up the shoulder blades and place it back down. And let's try two more. And down. Last one. Good, now let's give ourselves a nice hug. Wrap those arms around the shoulders. Reach for your shoulder blades with your fingertips and then lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Squeeze yourself gently, like you just love yourself to death. And then slowly back down. Roll those arms out to the side, creating space in the chest. Inhale here. And then exhale, let's bring those arms so that the other one is in front this time and reach around and grab those shoulder blades. Lifting yourself up, give yourself a nice hug. Maybe feel a little bit closer to the center of your spine, stretching. And then slowly roll it back down and allow your arms to open out to the side. That nice T position, stay there for a breath. Allow the shoulders to release, allow the chest to open, find space, create some mobility. And then on your next breath, let's take those hands straight up towards the ceiling once again. Good, this time let's interlace the fingers, and we're going to take the hands behind the head. But we're not quite ready for sit-ups yet, so let's just take a little lift through the back of the neck and find that opening through the chest. So I'm still thinking about my core, having a nice level pelvis, pulling up into the deep pelvic floor, like feeling like a zipper is pulling everything together, and then let everything come back down. And again, exhale, just pick that head, neck, and maybe the tops of your shoulders up off of your pillow, finding length, and then bringing yourself back down. Let's try one more. Open the shoulders wide. Inhale here. Exhale as you pick yourself up. Looking between the knees. Inhale to stay, and then exhale to release it back down. Very nice. All right, we're going to take that pillow out from underneath us and place it underneath the tailbone. So pressing into your feet, let's start to lift the hips up just enough to get that pillow in position between your low back and your tailbone area. Once you've got that pillow situated underneath your hips, we're going to grab our band and slide it underneath the hamstring area. So with that knee bent, let it be nice and heavy, and take your arms back onto your mat. And we're going to allow the band to support the leg as we go into a nice hip stir. So this is a great way to create some movement in your hips, and just allowing the band to assist you in the movement, it's going to feel much more relaxed in that hip socket. And then moving in the other direction, still thinking about the core connection so that your opposite hip isn't coming off of the mat and you're really isolating the movement in the right side of your body. And then on an inhale, bring that leg a little closer towards your navel or towards your chest. Let the top of your foot just relax. Shin to the foot just relaxed and hanging out. And then bring it back. Let the toe touch down and lift it back up nice and easy. And just toe gingerly touching the ground and bringing it up. Just folding the hip back and forth a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and slide that other leg away from the body so you're lengthening it, and energize the back of the leg by flexing the foot. Now we're going to take the band in the opposite hand and draw the leg across. So I don't want to hold this stretch yet. I want to give your muscle a chance to let go. So we're going to go back and forth with the leg, and each time we do it, we're finding more movement in that outside of the hip. And I'm bringing it one more time across. Pull that belly button to spine. Now we're going to hold it here and breathe into that really nice glute med stretch. Maybe you even feel that down the outside of your thigh, that IT band. Keep your foot, both of them, actively pressing away. And then bring it back to center, and let's switch hands. So the same thing when my knee opens to the outside, you'll notice your opposite hip wants to come with it. So I like to take my hand and gently remind that hip to stay relaxed, because it's time for me to stretch the right side, and we'll get to the left side in a second. And last one, holding it there. After about 3 or 4, you should feel that muscle release a little bit on the inner thigh. And bringing it just a little bit closer towards your shoulder, using the band for support. And then let's bring that leg back to center. We're going to take the leg to a straight line up. Hold on to that band. And now allow the leg to reach away on your inhale. And exhale to point the toes and reach it up. Flex and lower the leg. Point to reach. And let's do a couple more. And reach. Lower and lift. And really being mindful with your movement today. Not having any expectations of, having the perfect line in your leg. But that band, allowing it to help you. So even if you're here with a bent knee, we still want to make sure that we're getting that love to the hip today. And then bring it back up. Now let's try walking up the band a little bit. Find some extra length. Keep reaching both legs equally away like they're pressing into the floor. Rest your head and neck back down. And then take an inhale. And on your exhale, let's soften the knee and release the band. Good, this is my favorite thing to do. Before I switch sides, I let the leg I just worked drop down onto the mat and notice the difference between the two sides. One side, the side I just worked, feels much more lengthened and much more open. So we better even out. Let's bring that other knee up. And again, placing it underneath that hamstring and allowing your arms to come back down onto the mat. If we're holding the band up here, that's where a lot of tension can come into place. So we want to be nice and relaxed as that leg just circles. Nice little hip stir. Again, just working towards increasing that mobility in the hip. And maybe one side, feels a little tighter than the other. Then you can do a few more circles. Go with what your body is telling you, and then switch the direction. Always listen to your body first. It tends to whisper to us what it needs, and we don't want it to shout. So come back to center, inhale here, and then on your exhale, draw the knee in closer. Let the upper leg release down, and then touch the floor. Nice little toe tap, folding that knee in, and bringing it down for 3. Exhale. And last toe tap right here. Good, let's transition the band to the opposite hand. And let's take it across the body a few times. Just kind of letting the muscle know, yes, we're about to lengthen. Yes, we're about to stretch, but we're warming you up to that. And bring it across. Hold it there. Breathe into that outer hip. See if you can connect your mind to the muscle and let it release. And then on your next breath, come back to center. We're going to switch hands and allow the knee to open out to the side. And again, gently remind that opposite hip to stay connected to your mat or your pillow in this case. Good. 2 more. And let's try this last one and hold it into that stretch. Maybe bring the knee a little closer towards your shoulder. Inhale to stay connected. And exhale, release. Good, let's return that leg back to center. Take the band off and lengthen both legs out in front of you. Notice how they feel, hopefully much more equal. Let's bring the feet underneath the sits bones. Press into your feet and start to lift your hips up. Let's take the pillow out. Oh, and that feels so nice. So we're going to go into some oppositional movements now that we've created some mobility. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one hand, both hands behind the head, and just kind of lift up till you feel those abdominals engage. We're going to do what's called an ab prep. So we're prepping the abdominal muscles and that core to receive a little more attention. And we're going to lower it down. Exhale to lift, head, neck, shoulders, keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. Zip up into those inner thighs and all the way up the abdominals and release. And again, exhale. And release. Imagine the ribs knitting together as you lift up and release it down. And let's try one more just like that. Now holding the position, we're going to take one hand and place it onto the ground while we lift the opposite leg up to tabletop. So working in an X, I'm making like an X position across. We're going to reach armpit to knee and then reach the leg straight out. Pulling it in, exhale, inhale, reach it away. Exhale. That nice crossover using those obliques. They support around the rib cage as you lift, picking up that shoulder. Let's try 3 more. And back. And 2. Bring it back. And last 1. Hold it here. Now let's lengthen the leg up towards the ceiling. And let's reach that hand. Slowly lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. And now we're going to expand the opposite arm and leg away from the body and bring them back. Now they don't need to touch, but we do want to make sure we're contracting those abdominals to support the movement of that opposition. So one leg reaching in the front, the arm reaching behind you. Let's try 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Let's bend that knee, place it back, and switch it over to the other side. Bringing that leg up to tabletop. Same thing. Let's cross it over and reach it away. And cross it over and reach it away. Other arm is supporting you as you come up and off of the mat with that shoulder. And turning nice and wide through the elbow. Let's try 3 more. And 2. And last one. Now lengthen the arm and leg. And then roll your head and neck and shoulders back onto your mat. Reaching those limbs away from the center of the body and then bringing them back together. Exhale. Inhale together. Exhale, reach, get long through those limbs. And 3, and bring it back. And 2, last one, and bringing it back. Let's lengthen that foot back down onto the mat, keeping your knees bent, shoulders nice and wide. We're going to go ahead and roll those hips up off of the mat. Let's do that a couple times to prepare now the lower part of our body, so our glutes and our hamstrings, to be able to shift the weight from one side to the other. So we're going to exhale, start to pick up the tailbone first, then the lower back, then the mid back comes up off of the mat, keeping the shoulders wide the whole time. And then we reverse that, come down with the mid back, and then the lower back, and then finally your tailbone coming back into neutral. And let's try that a couple more times. I like to think as I'm rolling of this space happening in my vertebrae, so that each time I do it, I'm getting longer through the body. And then bring it back down. This time we're going to stay lifted. So let's go ahead and reach those hips up. Now, you don't have to be super high here because you don't want to put too much load on those shoulders. So find where you can maintain stability, and let's bring one leg up to tabletop. We're going to bring that opposite arm up and start to reach them away from each other and then pull it back in. Reach, and again, we're challenging our stability here. That opposite leg is supporting us as we move the leg and arm away from each other. Let's try 3 more. And 2, exhale. And last one. Hold it there for a big breath in and out. And if you're a little shaky, that's okay. Bring it back in and slowly lower that foot back down and rest those hips. Good. Time to work on the other side. So let's pick those hips up again, holding that position. Wherever you can maintain stability in the core and in the glutes and in the hamstrings, start to pick up that other leg and opposite arm and reach and pull it in. Reach it away and pull it in. Each time thinking of getting longer through the toes and the fingers for 4 and 3. Exhale, 2. And last one, hold it there for a breath. Really press into both sides of the feet. And inhale, come back in and slowly lower it down. Good, let's hug those knees into the chest and roll it back and forth, nice and easy. Giving your back a nice little massage. Pull your head to your knee and your knee to your head. Let's cross the ankles and roll up to seated. Good, come on to all fours. All right, let's spread those fingers out nice and wide and drop the tops of the toes and instep of your foot onto your mat. And let's just anchor in here for a second and test out the stability on one side of the body and the other by just lifting a hand up and lowering it down. Pulling that belly button to your spine so you feel that nice connection, and then slowly come back. Now let's try the back half of the body. So we're going to lift one knee to a hover and then the other side. Now it's natural to have a little bit of a shift in your hip position, but we want to try and minimize that. Good. So I know for me, my stronger side is my left side, so I have to be more mindful of that right leg when I lift off and then come back down. All right, so now we are going to give that back one more stretch into a nice cat-cow sequence. So pull it up and tuck the tailbone. Imagine a string pulling your head towards your tail, and then extend them away from each other. Opening up the chest, pulling the shoulder blades gently together, and then rounding. Inhale. Lift and create space in your spine, and then exhale, reach it away. And let's try one more. Rolling it up, finding that space, and then exhale, sending it away. Good, now find that stability in your core. And we're going to start to slide the opposite hand and leg away from the center and bring it back. Slide it away on the other side and bring it back. And as you're doing this, you're still thinking about your core, but you're finding length through the sides of the body. And then let's hold it here, staying lengthened, and let's go ahead and reach the fingertips up and point the toes and lower it down. Lift, get nice and long through that side body. And 3, exhale 2, and hold that last one there. Now let's flex the foot and flex and press through the heel of your palm. Holding and maintaining that position as you find more length. Breathe in. And on your next exhale, slowly return it back to center. Very nice. Let's try it on the other side. Reach it out, and we're going up and down. Keeping those hips nice and level. Lift and lower. Notice if you're feeling any tension in your opposite arm to soften your elbow. And let's try 4 more. Reach, and 3, reach, 2, and last one. Hold it there. Press through your palm, press through your heel. Keep reaching those 2 positions away from each other. And breathe in and out. Slowly return it back to center. Let's come into a little bit more wide position through the knees. Come back into your shell stretch. Rounding your belly off of your thighs. And just come to the tips of your fingers so you're stretching the underside of those arms. Inhale here. And exhale, let's roll it all the way up to our knees. Good. So we are going to finish our oppositional movement by coming to the knees and allowing one leg to stretch out while that opposite arm reaches for the ground. So if you're looking down, you've created a nice line from your hand to your knee through to your foot. And let's turn and open that hip and take the other hand up towards the ceiling. Open the chest and start to reach overhead, finding length through that side body. Now from there, we're going to engage the bottom rib to the top and lift yourself up. Slide the other hand down your leg as you come into the stretch on the other side. Inhale, come back to a T position with your arms. And let's try one more each side. Get long through that side body. Inhale, back up. And exhale. Reach it away. Come back to center. Draw your knees together. And let's open up to the other side. Setting up the leg, the knee, and then dropping that hand down onto the mat. Send the arm up towards the ceiling. And then reach it overhead. Stretch it out. And then exhale, come up to that T arm. And reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. Inhale as you come back up. And exhale, floating it over to the other side. Inhale as you bring it back. And exhale, bringing it down one more time. Reaching, lengthening out. Inhale back to your T arms. And then exhale one more time, all the way over. Good. Coming back to center, draw your knees together. Let's grab our pillow. And now we're going to set up for a meditation. So you want to have the pillow supporting your head. If it feels better to have it lengthwise underneath your shoulders, you can do that too. So go ahead and lie down on your back, rolling yourself down onto your mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, slide your feet out to the corners of your mat and allow your palms to open. We're just going to create some stillness in the body and check in with ourselves. Let's close our eyes and breathe. It's hard sometimes to turn off the mind, so I'll encourage you to gently bring yourself back to your breathing if you feel your mind wandering off. Let's take our hands to our belly so we can draw more awareness into that deep abdominal connection. Inhale, let the belly rise. And exhale, let it fall. While you're doing your breathing, I want you to be grateful to yourself for showing up today. So many other things to do in your day. It's really wonderful that you have taken time for yourself. So take a second to feel that gratitude. Now let's take the left hand and stay on the abdominals and take the right hand up to your heart. Really let your heart fill with love and peace. Taking a moment to go inward, like you're clearing the cobwebs of your mind, and just breathe. Allow your hands to float down by your side, resting in Shavasana. Shift your weight from side to side. Maybe press the hips down gently, evening out both sides of the body, and rest. Just a few more deep breaths. And out. For our last few seconds, lift our hands up, bringing our palms to the forehead, allowing that third eye to just rest. Let the weight of your hands on your head relax you further. And then placing your palms together, we're going to gently roll onto one side of our body, coming into a bit of a recovery position before we sit up too quickly. Feeling re-energized with your breathing, start to press yourself up to seated, ending the class the way we started. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you enjoyed your workout today. It was great to have you with me. Thanks for coming. Namaste.